Hi, this is James Moss, and I'm doing a review of the second Back to the Future movie, Back to the Future Part 2. Right here, yep. Back to the Future Part 2 released on November 22nd, 1989. November 22nd, 1989, directed by the great Robert Zemeckis in this sequel. Yeah, just a minute. Yep, Michael J. Fox is back in the sequel, including Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, there are a lot of great cast in the sequel. Yep, just a minute. So let's begin. It started at the end of the first film. We know what happened. Marty got his new truck in the alternate timeline. His parents are cool. Biv is a lackey to his dad. And then Doc Brown show up and tell Marty and his girlfriend Jennifer to get in the DeLorean, saying, your kids are in trouble. You gotta help them. Where we're going, we don't need roads. Biff come out of the house and was about to show Marty his matches details for his company, but Dog and the kids fly into the future. Yep. And then Biff says, "What the hell's going on?" We get to the title car. We get into the future to October 15th, 1985. Yep. 10 years ago when the real 2015 October the 3rd show up to see what the future will look like. Well, let's just say I want to see some hover cars in the future, damn it. Where is my hover car I was promised in the sequel and in the Jetsons as well? Well, anyways, Marty says, "You're in the time machine." Doc put her to sleep with this device as she was beginning to question too much. And then they landed in the back alley. We see some laser disc movies there in the dumpster. And then, just a minute. Doug explains to Marty that his son, Marty McFly Jr., is going to be arrested today for trying to commit a robbery. Doug show Marty the newspaper from tomorrow. And it says here, Marty McFly Jr. was arrested for breaking in and trying to rob. He was committed and was sent to 15 years in prison within 2 hours. Doug explained that the justice system now works smoothly. They have abolished all lawyers. Yep. And then Doug explains that, this is heavy, Marty says. Doug says, it might get worse. So next week, your daughter Jennifer trying to get him out, but she got sentenced to 20 years. It started with this event. Marty put on the clothes that Marty McFly Jr., his son's going to wear. And Marty got out, walked around, and was surprised about Hill Valley in the year 2015. And then look at the hologram movie theater. The holograph of Jaws appear. And Marty says, the shark still looks fake. Marty look at this shop at this antique shop they got from the 80s, including a Dustbuster, a copy of Jaws on the NES. That game sucks by LGN. Also, there's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but stuffy. I want that one. There's also a Macintosh computer, including a lot of stuff, including the infamous Sports Almanac from 1950 to 2000. Marty went in the Cafe 80s. Now that's a cafe I want to check out. I could hang out there every day and just see everything. In there, there's a lot of TVs that has all the shows from the 80s, including the Smurfs, Wheel of Fortune, MTV, Miami Vice, and all that. Yeah. There was also a Michael Jackson Max Headroom version, including there was also a Ronald Reagan Max Headroom lookalike, and then there was a terrorist guy And then Marty says, "All I want is a Pepsi Perfect," and he got it, and he doesn't know how to open it. But then that's when Biff, old Biff up here, says, "You're Marty McFly Jr. Yeah, it's tough to be named after a butthead like your dad." No, I'm talking about his kid, Marty McFly Sr. flushed his own life completely 30 years ago. He did. That's when Griff appeared, his Biff's grandson. "Gramps, I told her to." And then Biff yanked out and says, "Tell your mom to say hi. Tell your grandma to say hi." That's when two kids got an arcade game hooked up. One of them is Elijah Woods. It's in there. Yep. In his earliest role. That's when they were playing Young Gunman. It was a game on the Nintendo Entertainment System, a light gun game. Marty tell these two kids, "I'll show you how you play it." He did a good job. One of the kids saying, "You have to use your hands to play. That's like a baby's toy." A baby's toy? That's when Marty McFly Jr. appeared. Marty ducked. And then that's when Griff and his hoodlums appear saying, "I told you to say, so are you in or are for tonight's opportunity?" Marty McFly Jr. says, "I had to ask my dad, you're dead wrong again." And this girl used this to hold his manhood, and then he knocked him out. Marty Jr. says, "Okay, I'll do it." But Marty grabbed his hat and says, "The answer is no, Griff. Why are you a butthead? Why are you chicken?" One of them pushed the science chicken alarm. And Marty says, "Nobody calls me a chicken." And Marty says, "Hey, look!" He ran out and grabbed that girl's hoverboard and skateboarding all over. Yeah. Griffin is good and gave chasing him, but to make the story short, Marty landed in the pond with hers, and one of them says, "You can't float on water." And Griff about to pull out the pit bull. Oh man. And they went after Marty, but Marty ducked, and then suddenly Griff and his goons went through the courthouse window. Marty got out and pulled the jacket drying on. Well, I want that jacket. It looks cool on me, so I can get dry easily without getting wet. Marty went into the antique store and bought the sports almanac, thinking he could get rich in the past and becomes richer in the future. Bad idea. You should have left that in the future. Yeah, that's when Marty got the sports almanac after paying for it. That's when Doc appeared bringing Einstein from the cryo pet's place. When Marty explained what happened, Doc looked at the newspaper and said, "It's changed." And it's changed from when his son goes to jail and said Griff and his goons goes to jail for causing a vandalism. And then Griff says on the newspaper, I was free. Yeah. Doc says, "We completed our mission, let's go home." But he dropped the book, and Doug looked at sports on. "Marty, we have to leave this in the future, just a minute, because it may cause some time changes and all that." As Doug was about to throw it in the trash, that's when he saw Jennifer found by these two women cops with her identification and everything. They took her back to her future home. Doc put the sports almanac and they went in the DeLorean to go get her. That's when old Biff appeared and found the sports almanac. Meanwhile, later that night we get to Elaine's future house. They use her fun plant to put it in there. They drop her at home safely. Well, there's a lot of stuff inside in her future house. Her daughter saying, "Mom, are you home? Mom?" Yeah, Elaine hide high in the closet. That's when Marty Sr.'s folks appear. Now, I'll explain that now. Crispin Glover did not appear in the sequel because he didn't like the ending to the first film. So he was played by a different guy named Jeffrey Wiseman. That created controversy. The American, the Actors Guild sued them and added a new rule without their permission. Yeah, using Crispin Glover's likeness in the sequel. Well, anyways, Marty Sr.'s folks showed up and then, well, her grandmother explained to her that 30 years ago your dad was in a car accident. Oh, the one that hit with the Rolls Royce. Yes, that accident caused his fingers to hurt. That he never played guitar again. The guy in the Rolls Royce will never press charges against him. Boy. Well, anyways, that's when Marty Jr. appeared coming home, and also that we're laying hide out, and that's when Marty McFly Sr. came home from work. Boy, he looks different. Well, anyways, he has a habit calling him a chicken. That's when Marty and Doc appear. Come on, we have to hurry. Okay. Marty got his clothes back on. That's when Biff got out of the taxi cab. Old Biff got into the DeLorean and drove off, along with the sports almanac, unaware. Meanwhile, just a minute. Meanwhile, Marty Sr. and his family were having pizza. Hydrated pizza. Man, I wish those hydrated things were working in the future. Would work in today. Well, anyways, they're eating their dinner. That's when a video call appears for Dad. Marty got the call. It was Needles. Yeah, Needles played by the great Flea from the Red Hot Chili Pepper, the drummer. Yeah, yeah. Flea is actually a good actor. Seriously, he was the voice of that wild kid from the Wild Thornberrys cartoon series. Anyways, Needles tell Marty to call the boss, use your car. And then that's when Needles says, "What are you, chicken?" That's when Marty says, "Nobody calls me chicken." He slides the car. There, I'm in. And Needles says, "See you at the plant tomorrow." That's when his boss appeared, Japanese man, and say, "McFly, I recognize that scar. You're terminated." Boy, he was not supposed to do that. Read my fax. And the fax says, "You're fired." Yeah. Boy. Yeah, video phones are now a reality in the future. Anyways, old Marty was shocked and playing with his guitar. That's when his mom says, no, that was just an office joke." Doug appeared and tell Jennifer to press her thumb on the doorknob. And she did. That's when her future self appeared and grab young Jennifer out of there. That's when Old Biff returns with the DeLorean. To make things shorter, all three of them got into the DeLorean. They went back to 1985. No, Marty dropped Jennifer at her house, and Marty noticed, I didn't remember any bars the last time we were there. Doug dropped him off at his house. He noticed a lock on it, on the door. When he got into his room, noticed there was a black family in there. And then he got chased out by the dad. He ran out. Yeah, there was a lot of these for sale signs all over the neighborhood except his house. Marty noticed that the future's being corrupted. In a deleted scene, we see Marty's school get burned down and destroyed. And then that's when he ran into Strickland's house, and Strickland says, "So you're the son of a bitch that's been stealing my newspaper." Mr. Strickland says, "No, it wasn't me. Yes, I am a slacker. You gave me detention last week, remember?" But Mr. Strickland says, "Last week I never seen you in my life. The school burned down 6 years ago." And then a bunch of hooligans says, Strickland met the gunfire at his place. Just a minute. Mr. Strickland says, eat this, slackers. Marty knows that Hill Valley has becoming more like Mad Max in hell. The courthouse is turned into a hotel and casino. It looks like the Piazza Hotel and Casino in Vegas. And that's when Sammy Hagar's song I Cannot Drive 55 playing during that scene. Marty shocked and noticed the future. Noticed that the museum says, "Welcome to the Biff Tannen Museum, the luckiest man on earth." How on his 21st birthday, when he won the law, when at the horse race, winning $1 million, keep winning along. The title says, luckiest man on earth. And how in 1979 he lobbied to bring legalized gambling to Hill Valley. And then in 1973 marry Marty McFly's mom, Lorraine Bain McFly. Says third time's the charm. And then that's when Biff's goons appears, hit Marty. His mom got big boobs, you know. She explained that during that's when Biff Tannen appears saying, "I thought you were in Switzerland, you son of a bitch." Marty says, "You're my dad." Ah, man. Yeah, Biff becoming more like Donald Trump. And his mom, Marty's mom, trying to threaten him to leave Biff, but he says, "If you walk that door, cut off your kids. I have your daughter. I have your idiot son. Dave has prohibition revolt, and your daughter could send her dead with the pranks." And she says, "I'll stay." To make things shorter, Marty wants to know where's George McFly, saying, "At Oak Park Cemetery." Yeah. We see that his dad got shot and killed in 1973. Dog explains, bring him to the library that's been boarded up because books sucks in the alternate timeline. And Marty, when Dog showed that his dad got shot and killed, as when Marty looked at the magnifying glass of Biff winning his first million from a horse race, that's when he knows the sports almanac. And Marty says, "That son of a bitch stole my idea." That's when he realized he should never bought that book in the first place. And to make things shorter, Dog says, our only chance is to go back in the past and find out where he got that book. When Marty got back to the hotel, Biff explained to him it was on November 7th, 1955. That was the day of the Hill Valley lightning storm. And to make things shorter, Biff got him from an old man, and the old man explained to him that one day there's going to be a kid and an oddball scientist going to be asking about the sports almanac. And Biff got the gun, and Marty says, "Look over there," and he ran like hell. Just a minute. Marty jumped out of the balcony to make things shorter, and Doc appeared, and Biff got hit by the DeLorean. The two went back to 1955 to grab the sports almanac. Oh boy. Way back to 1955, Marty wears a disguise, a Blues Brothers disguise. See, young Biff was about to go to the repair place to get his car picked up from what happened in the first film. And the guy who fixed it saying, "It's going to be $300. $300? Yeah, I have to pay for you? Oh, come on." Old Biff appears. Marty got in the back of it so that way he won't be spotted. To make things shorter, the old Biff tells younger Biff about the sports almanac, everything. Later that night, young Biff is going to the Under the Sea, the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Marty failed to get the book, but he's in the car, waiting for the right opportunity. When young Biff made it to the prom, to the dance, Marty attempted to get the book, but stopped. But Marty follows Strickland, who got the book from Biff. Marty got the book, but it was a cover saying "Ooh La La." Marty, to make things shorter, Marty got the book from Biff when he was down, but Marty's habit of somebody calling him a chicken got in the way. Biff got the book back. To make things shorter, Marty and Doc follow young Biff under the tunnel. Marty got the book for real, and young Biff got into the horse shit, and Marty succeeded burning the book. Change back to 1985, the timeline they remember. Yeah. His dad again did not get shot. Biff did not get rich. As they were just about to go back to 1985, the lightning storm hit the DeLorean, Doc's travel. That's when a guy from Western Union appeared. Yeah, the guy who's the Western Union man is played by Joe Faraday. Yeah. Anyways, he gave Marty the note from Doc saying he was in the year 1885. And Marty says, there's only one man I know of who could. That's when we get to from the scene of when Marty went back to 1985. That's when Marty found 1955 Doc Brown, and then collapsed. Then Doc Brown collapsed. That's the end of the film. Yep. Back to the Future Part 2 gets a 5 out of 5. It's a good sequel. Yep. There were a lot of stuff that's now reality, like the video phone, and also the Cubs winning the World Series. They didn't go to the World Series in 2015, but a year later they did and won it. Well, a lot of stuffs are now a reality, yeah? I'll give Back to the Future Part 2 a 5 out of 5 is good. Next, I'll be reviewing Part 3, the conclusion of the trilogy. Till then, I gotta stop somebody by handing the sports almanac to their past self. I'll see ya and leave stuff in the future. Don't buy it or else. See ya.